You are now tuned in to the Butterfly Queen After Dark radio show featuring Ms. Motivator herself, Marsha Snead Williams. Marsha will focus on your keys to happiness and success in all types of relationships. As an international motivational speaker, life coach, media personality, and queen, Marsha has the insight required to speak directly to the heart of the matter and bring to light what you really want from a relationship and show you the paths to gain it. Butterfly Queen After Dark radio show contains adult conversations, so please put the little ones to bed. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And without further ado, we welcome to the mic the Butterfly Queen, Marsha Snead Williams.
Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm back. The Butterfly Queen is back. Welcome to the Butterfly Queen After Dark radio show on the May We Help You Network. I hope you all, let me first start by saying, get your Kool-Aid, your wine, or whatever it is you choose to drink tonight. Kick your feet up, light that fireplace, and sit back and relax, and let's enjoy some adult, empowering conversation. This is Marsha Snead Williams, as we said, the Butterfly Queen, and I'm so excited to be here. And tonight's show is going to really be exciting. We're going to have some much-needed dialogue surrounding, of course, love, sex, and romance, and dating. And we're going to focus tonight on interracial dating. Yes, interracial dating, the last taboo, as they call it. We're going to talk about that tonight, and I have an amazing author. Her name is Candace Nicole Wirtz, and she is an erotic writer, but she has a specific direction in mind when she writes about her eroticism. But these books are hot and sexy and full of spice, and I enjoy them. So I'm going to bring her on a little bit later and kind of let you, talk to her. But I guess, we're just leaving Love Month. Love Month, the Queen's most favorite month in the whole world, February. I had an amazing February, in which I plan on having an amazing rest of the year, and I decided that I'm going to celebrate love all year long. And as you know, on the Butterfly Queen After Dark radio show, we focus on love, sex, and relationships, and the importance of empowering those relationships and paying some attention and giving the much-needed care to those relationships. So last month, I celebrated my one-year anniversary on the May We Help You Network, and we had a really great time. And I look forward to having a great time tonight. So I'm so happy you tuned in. Please, 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 please call in and talk to me, baby. Tell a friend. Tweet me, baby. And the number you want to call into is 646-2512. And don't forget to hit 1 so you can talk to me. You got to hit that 1 after those numbers, 646-652-2512. And my chat is already lighting up, asking where my ride-or-die chick is. I'm trying to keep her quiet for a minute because, she has a lot to say on a whole lot of subjects. But that's my girl, and we have been having such a great time this year, since last year. But this year we're going to focus on 2015, all the things that we've done in January, and we're going to share with you our research that we've done through the month of February and into the month of March, and it's going to all tie into today's show and all the stuff that you want to know about. I want to thank you for all the emails and the inbox messages and the tweets, just kind of asking the Butterfly Queen what her thoughts are on love, sex, and romance. And that I believe that, we really need to invest time into these relationships, to building these relationships, into nurturing them, because, love makes the planet a much better place to inhabit when we have love, sex, and, great sex, and a wonderful and attributing relationship in our lives. So without further ado, I am going to bring in my ride-or-die chick, Rachel Satiafa. Hopefully she won't get us kicked off the air today. Every month. I was talking about you, Rachel.
I know. I heard you. And I had promised myself that I was going to be extra good, but then when I realized what your topic is tonight, oh my goodness.
Gosh.
I don't know. I'm not making any promises, BQ. I'm sorry. I'm not.
We have been rehearsing your behavior, and you promised that you were going to try to be good. So at least just try to be good, but be yourself because, our listeners tune in to hear Rachel and to, just to really experience Rachel and to hear her views on the topics that we discuss. The Butterfly Queen After Dark show is classy, never trashy, and our whole mission is to empower us to live better, love better, and laugh more. We got to talk about these things that we're doing or not doing. We have to, envision it, create it, build it, and nurture it to make it work. We spend a lot of time, Rachel, cultivating and really promoting our businesses, grooming our families, things that you get to the point where you forget about your love life. Have you ever worked for that boss? That boss that you say, if they would just get some, they might be nicer people. And I've always been a boss, a CEO, and I never wanted to be that type of person. So the people who work for me know that the Butterfly Queen walked around with a smile every day, at least for the most part. So, Rachel, what you been doing, girl?
Well, I've been kind of busy, even with all this snow. Oh my goodness, I'm not a snow bunny. I'm not a snow bunny. But ever since the show that we had in February up to now, it seems that my social calendar has been full of stuff. I have spent more time out and away from my desk where I should be there writing. Out in meeting people. It's been wonderful meeting people. And I know if you follow BQ or Rachel Satiafa on Facebook at all, you have seen the pictures and know that we have been out in full royal fashion. From Fashion Week and everything.
Research.
We can call it research. I don't know.
Research.
Okay, we'll call it research. Okay, fine. We'll call it research.
That's why I love my job, because it makes it look like a whole lot of fun. But it is research, Rachel. Go ahead. What were you saying, darling?
No, I was just saying I've been meeting a lot of people, and so have you. Of course, my research has gone a little further than yours. I guess we may talk about that later in this show.
Yes, we can. And for those of you who know, Rachel is my ride-or-die chick, but she is also an amazing volunteer of the Queen's Project. She is my clinical study of the research that I do.
You're so nice. I'm your guinea pig.
We don't. Anyway, she trusts me
your
enough
test
try.
Project.
she's my test project. We don't use the word test dummy. That's what they do with cars. We're talking about love, fiction, romance. So she is my tester to see if what the Butterfly Queen preaches and what I try to share with my clients. I have clients who call me on a regular basis, and we share and we envision and we create ways for them to make their lives better. So I thank my clients out there. Thank you for trusting me with your love lives and with your relationship lives, and not just you're dealing with love, but also your business relationships. My specialty is in fostering appropriate and empowering and loving and just relationships in general. So we've been busy, but some of the things, what did we do since the last show? I know we were here before Valentine's Day, and we celebrated my anniversary. But then, girl, we jumped directly into the water, and what did we do first?
We had a beautiful Valentine's Day, first of all. It was fabulous.
Oh, yes.
And I remembered my circular dating tips, and I got treated royally for Valentine's Day. So that's awesome. That's the point for the Butterfly Queen. Great advice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I happen to live. Rachel and I are good friends. We're ride-or-die chicks, and we happen to live in the same home. And in our home is a home it's called Peaceful Place, and we have a great time there. But I want to tell you that around Valentine's Day, it did look like a funeral parlor. There were so many flowers. The man got to the point where he knew Rachel by the first name. And I'm like, did you send these to yourself? I had to research and find out where they came from, because suddenly the girl blew up. But, yes, we had some beautiful flowers in the home. And I got a few, but you were on fire, Rachel.
Flowers. You did. You just, you know what? You cleaned up just fine.
I'm loved. But the most beautiful part of it was we got to express and share and enjoy what it feels like to be adored, and that's what it's all about. It's not about the monetary, amount to spend or where you're going. It's about just give us a little, I know for me as the queen, just acknowledge me. Let me know that I kind of light your fire and turn you on. Let me know.
And Queen, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut. I wasn't really paying attention, but I wanted to say this. The best part about the Valentine's gifts, and yes, I am very grateful for all the flowers, all the stuff, animals, and I love, I could eat chocolate breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of my life. I love chocolate.
You did eat chocolate breakfast.
I did. Okay. I ate it till the last time. But the best part about the Valentine's Day gifts were the wonderful looks of love and expression and just happiness on the gentlemen's faces, because it was just wonderful. And the thought that, that a man would want to do something just to make me smile, oh, my goodness.
Right.
And I showed my gratitude in my very special way.
Yes, you did. Yes.
It was great.
We got to show that we're grateful, and that's a part of it. We talk often about, men find that, that I have quite a few gentlemen that I coach, and they see, I feel so flattered, because I want to shout out to them. I love you, I love you, I love you. And, whatever we discuss is truly, kept in the strictest of confidence. But I am just so impressed, and I'm just flattered that they trust. But the gentlemen that I do coach, and just those that are just friends, and I have a son, and your son that I call my son, the stress and anxiety around the holidays amaze me. Because I've never been a demanding queen, flowers and all. You just got to show me that you care. I don't care, if it's a dollar date or a 5-star date. It's just the act of showing that you care. But what they did share with me kind of alarmed me. They were expressing, and these are the kings of expression. We try to tell the truth here on the Butterfly Queen After Dark show. And these young men and the older men that we do know, the mature men, the seasoned men, were, sharing with us that, it's not that they don't like Valentine's Day. It's not that they don't want to adorn their queens or women that they care about with a gift or some token of affection, but it's the anxiety of not being enough.
Yeah.
Not doing enough and not being received as enough. And that pained me. That really pained me. Because one of my greatest loves I ever had, we were broke, girl, and I know my flowers came off the side of the highway. But just the joy I felt when he gave me those tiger lilies, and, they grow wild, girl. But the tiger lilies, and just the caring that went into it made me smile. So, ladies, I think we have to learn how to, if we're not already doing it, show gratitude, show appreciation, give acknowledgement when we receive these tokens of affection. And it may not be exactly what you want, but it's the thought that went into it. Just imagine when you give a gift and the person doesn't appreciate it. So, anyways, I think that kind of sums up the anxiety that some of the gentlemen feel around Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day, we had a great time. We sure did. I was blessed with the opportunity to MC a show at a really nice new night spot here in Richmond called The Top. And I got to hug a celebrity. I got to, yes, girl, I got to play love and romance games with the audience. And I think they kind of liked me a little bit. What do you think, Rach?
Oh, they loved it. It was more fun than they'd had on a Valentine's Day in a long, long time. And I want to just give a shout-out to all the couples who attended and all the single people who came and just attended, too. It was a fabulous, fabulous night. It was a great job, BQ. Awesome.
We had a great time. And we have to patronize these places because, there's not many places you can go and feel safe and have a good time. But I thanked them. I had a ball. I think the DJ, the band was amazing. And I'm looking forward to going to hang out there some more. That might be the new Queens night spot. But we had a great time. And then from Valentine's Day, we fast-forwarded into, we jumped events because before Valentine's Day, we went to another amazing event there, which was a networking event for Queens, and we had a great time on another radio show with Lawanda. Yes, with Lawanda, our new Queen sister, Lawanda, what's Wanda's last name? Tillett. She was just amazing, and she welcomed us so well, and we got to socialize with our Queen sisters from the RWEP and had a good time.
Will our producer be upset if I yell out the call?
No, our producer, she is a queen, and we partner, we help everybody. No, she will not be upset.
Well, big kudos to LaWanda Tillett at Fire 91 down in Tidewater, Virginia. We love you guys. Thanks for coming to the RVA and giving us a great time.
That's right. And you know what? I was on their show, and I shouted out the May We Happy Network,
Oh, good.
So, and our producer was at our Valentine's Day event, and she doesn't want me to tell her secrets, so she better do what we need her to do. She better cooperate with us, because her and her husband, her husband is so cute. And, he kind of touched me when I went up and down that stage, so she better be nice to me.
All right now.
And then from there,
thank you. Thank you for not telling the audience that there's more cell phone video out here of me doing what I do, and I'm having to pay people all over the city not to show those videos of me doing my thing on Valentine's Day. Thank you for all your texts in the mail.
I got to tell this one. Rachel was twerking. She was twerking all up in the place.
No, I wasn't twerking. I was working.
But we had a great time, and we were there with Blue Magic, the singer from Blue Magic, Wade Elliott. He was the man can still sing, girl. And he, for those of you who remember Blue Magic, we had a good time there. And then from there, girl, I got to squeeze another celebrity. I just had such a great time.
Yes, you did.
You want to tell them who I got an opportunity to squeeze?
All right, girls, take a sip. Butterfly Queen got to rock the house with none other than Lamont. Kiss Me One More Time record.
Yes, I did, and that was at Chrissy Durham's event, the Glamorous event, which was held at the, where were we? I love that place. Every time I go there.
The Links. Yeah.
The Links, it was nice. So, we all network together. We all work together. We all promote one another because we keep each other working. But I want to thank her. We had such a good time. And, I got to squeeze Lamont Rucker, and, he told me I kind of look like Jill Scott a little bit.
Ooh, honey.
I'm lying. I'm lying. But
I was going to go with it because you said it, okay? All right.
Okay, it did happen. I did look like her to him. But I got an opportunity to do a really quick little interview with him. And my question to him was, did he believe in romance? And was romance important to him? And you know what his response was, Rachel?
What did he say?
He felt that romance was very important in relationships, and that, what he had to admit with his fine, sexy chocolate 100, oh goodness, he is, what is he, about 6'4"? Or is
he's
I'm
a
yes, he is. Yeah. He smells good, too. But what he said to me was, he said, Queen, I think romance is very important. He said, but you know what, I'm not that good at it. I'm like, you're not good at it? He said, no, I'm not that good at it. He said, I want you to tell the ladies out there that we men need your help. We need you to tell us what it is you want or what it is you like. I could have took that man in the back room and told, well, anyway, I didn't do that. But I like a man that is honest enough to admit that he doesn't know or that he wants to know. So I was excited by that. And he's an amazing man. He's doing some great things. He has a product line coming out. He's a very intelligent man, which was a turn on to me. Great dialogue, great conversation. He took pictures with half the women of Richmond because he is that much of a gentleman. And I honestly can say that the Queens of Richmond rocked it because they all looked fabulous, and they, they really, really embraced what the man was saying and made him feel at home. So I'm proud to live now here in Richmond. I really am. I am. So I had a great time, and from there, we just did so much this month. But this is all under the importance of doing research. I have to speak what I know, and I have to get out there and know. And where else do we go from there, Rachel? I don't even know.
We separate a little bit, because, we have the nickname now, Thunder and Fire, Lightning. So we can't be together all the time.
That's right. We got to hang out this past weekend with Rudy. Oh my gosh,
Rudy Ford.
All I keep seeing is that he's cute and he has amazing arms. That's all I keep seeing. But we hung out with Rudy Ford, and he's a jazz musician, and we had a great time with him. And so we've been all over the place. But while we were out, we had the opportunity, again, under the guise of research, to look around for our couples. And, Rachel, and most of these events, other than the Valentine's Day event, I didn't see many couples. So I want you guys to really start investing in these relationships. I don't know what's going on, but we have to fix it. We really have to, because we have to look at relationships, and not that it's only about us or we who are involved in them. It's not only about the love. It's not only about the sex. It's not only about the romance and buying flowers and diamonds and all that kinds of things. It's about what we are showing to our children. What do they see? Do they see us in love? Do they see us sharing endearments? Do they see their mother or their father being adored? And this goes both ways. I'm not just talking to my kings out there, but are they seeing that? And my biggest concern is that maybe they're not seeing that. We did an interview with the Real Kings of Richmond. I want to give a shout out to them. I love you guys, and we're going to be doing some work real soon, and they're going to be featured in Slantress Magazine.
In April next month.
Exactly. So, one of them said, one of the kids, I can't remember which one, said that, they didn't see it in their home. They grew up in a home where dad wasn't there. So they kind of had to figure it out for themselves. So we, who have the influence over our children, have to make sure that they see us make money. They see us become educated. They see us, going to religious service and worshiping someone, but they also need to see us in love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, what I've been able to notice, since we're on the subject, Butterfly Queen, what I've been able to notice is even if the kids don't have a role model, they haven't seen it in their homes, they don't see it in their families, they don't see it among their friends, they don't know what it is, but they know that something is missing. They do. They know that something is. And what we are experiencing now is them lashing out and trying to figure out what in the world that thing is. And,
right,
so
you're right. And I think they're doing it in some unhealthy ways. We're getting a lot of complaints, and there's a lot of police charges being made against children who are going to have records for the rest of their lives for sexting and texting inappropriately. We because they're not seeing love or romance or connect presented in a proper manner or in an acceptable manner. So, I blame a lot of it on that, and but you and I always talk about this sexting and texting thing. I mean, it's fun in its proper perspective, but when it supersedes the need for human contact, I have a concern with that. So the Queen has decided since 2015, actually I started earlier than that I'm not entertaining it anymore. I want some physical skin contact. I want to know what you smell like. I want to know what you look like. I want to see your expression when you say what it is you say to me. Because, I've had many text arguments because things in text don't come out the way they do when you're expressing them, So I don't want to keep our guests waiting too long because we're going to have to take a commercial break pretty soon. Not yet, but really, really soon. In a few moments, we will take our first commercial break. And before I bring her on, She is just such an amazing queen that we met at one of our events. She's an author, and she writes about a very interesting subject matter, and it's sexy, it's erotic, and, 50 Shades of Grey is getting all of this recognition, and even Zane, who I absolutely adore, is getting her recognition. So I think they're going to have to open the gates and let this queen in to do her thing. And I've been reading her book, and I have not finished it, but I have been enjoying it. I think because it's a nice slow read. Whenever you read about that kind of stuff, you want to take it kind of slow. Yeah. So I can't wait to have her on. So we will be talking today about interracial dating. And then in that same segment, we're going to also talk about erotic romance and erotic romance writing. And then for the last half of our show, I want to touch on relationship drama. Relationship drama is something that I'm saving it for last because I want some call-ins on this. I want to know what your opinions are because, the Queen and Rachel have ours. So we will talk about that. So, Rachel, anything else you want to mention real quick?
No, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. And you've been everywhere. I know you didn't say anything about the She Networking event that you attended.
Oh, I cannot forget Maya Harris. I spoke recently at the She event. I'm going to give you the proper name of the She event, but She Speaks event. I believe that's what it's called. I don't like to get names wrong, but this event was an event for entrepreneurs who and it's focused on part-time entrepreneurs, and I was blessed with the opportunity and asked, which I was so flattered. I always get flattered when I get asked to speak, to talk about relationships, business relationships, importance of building strong business relationships. So I got to hang out with them, and I had such an amazing time. And actually, I have decided that I'm going to join the network. It's a She Sharing, and it was a wonderful experience. It's an event where queens get together and you share and you pledge to support one another. So I had a great time, working that. So I have been working, you're right. And then in the midst of that, I had a snowstorm, so I really have been working. So I'm excited. And I am not going to mention this thing on Facebook that kind of dominated Facebook. It's a piece of clothing that got on my nerves. And all I have to say is, with all that is happening in this world, who really cares? That's the only time I'm going to give any type of attention to that.
You're talking about that dress.
Oh, gosh. See, Rachel, you had to bring it up. I don't even like the dress, but, yeah, I don't want to get kicked off the air, but the dress. And I actually got stopped in the supermarket by a woman with a cell phone and said, "What color is this dress?" And I almost ran up the aisle from her, and I said, I don't want to be disrespectful, Queen, but I don't care. I really don't care. But it's amazing how social media just takes off and runs with things. So I'm ready for them to run with the Maybe Help You Network and our show. And, like I said, I just think it's funny how we get hung up on things that are crazy. And Thunder and Lightning. Yep, Rudy called us Thunder and Lightning. I'm looking in the chat, and that's not our new nickname. It's Beach Selma Louise. Selma Louise went off the cliff. But Thunder and Lightning has existed since the beginning of time. So we are here, that's right, Queen. We are here. So I am so excited about that. And in a moment, what else do I have to say? I have so much to say, but I'm trying not to dominate everything. Next topic will be interracial dating. And I have a Gallup poll that was taken in 2013, and we're going to go to the commercial break after I share this, that 87% of Americans are in favor of black and white marriages. They did a poll. I don't know where they did this poll at because I know some places it's really just not even accepted. The fact that we have to talk about it in 2015 is still amazing. I know.
They said it, but I don't know about all that. Oh, my goodness.
This was a 2013 Gallup poll, and it said that 87% of Americans are in favor of black and white marriages. So with that said,
they're lying.
I'm telling you because I don't see it. I mean, you can't even. Well, anyway, I'm going to take a break right now, and we'll come back, and I will.
Find out who these liars are.
This conversation. Yep, we'll pick up this conversation. All right, now we'll be back.
Hey, Chef Jovi here of the Eat Experience Radio Show. Join me 10 a.m. every Thursday to explore recipes, best restaurants, and food spots in and around the country. I look forward to receiving your comments, so follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's SPREAKER.com. And search MWHY Radio to join me every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Eat Experience Radio Show. And remember to share your Eat Experience.
Hey, this is Coffee Black, coming through to bring you the latest in sports, celebrity, and entertainment news. Here's the sip this week. So we all heard about Giuliana Rancic and her racist joke about Zendaya's faux locs. Well, Kelly Osbourne has quit Fashion Police over the comment. I'm questioning whether she quit over that or if it was just a decent enough reason, because we all know she don't get along with Kathy Griffin. Moving on. Keisha Cole and her estranged husband were supposed to be given another try until she put him on blast on Instagram for texting a video girl. But wasn't she just flipping out on Birdman? I guess I just don't understand these rules of this new age marriage. Lastly, hopefully you made it out of Charlotte and CIAA uninjured. Shots rang out during a day party with Jeezy and T.I. 2 people were injured and hospitalized. Where was security at, though? I'm just saying. Make sure you check out my site, thesipwithcoffeeblack.com, and tune in next week to The Sip with Coffee Black. No sugar, no cream.
Hello, I'm Sherelle of Fit and Flow Yoga Radio. Wake up with me every Friday at 6 a.m. and have a wonderful yoga experience. We'll explore meditation and discuss how various yoga postures can help relieve your everyday stress. We'll also make the connection between our faith and wellness. Follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. And also search MWHY Radio to join me every Friday at 6 a.m. for Fit and Flow Yoga Radio with Sherelle. And until next time, surrender to your strength and always embrace your flow.
Are you frustrated, disappointed, discouraged with your life? Are you angry with God? What's holding you back from fulfilling your purpose? Are you struggling as a leader in ministry? Do you believe you have an end-time calling? If you answered yes to any of these questions, tune in to The Waymakers on MWHY Radio Network every other Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to support you. Join us to get the answers that will prepare the way of the Lord in your life.
Dark. Oh, good evening. We're back on the air. Thank you for sticking with me. I want to do a brief commercial because we got to pay the bills around here. Today's sponsor is Audible.com, a leading provider of spoken audio, entertainment, and information. Listen to audiobooks whenever and wherever you want. Get a free book when you sign up for a 30-day free trial at www.audible, AUDIBLETRIAL, audibletrial.com/MWHY LLC. Please do that. I mean, it is just an amazing book. amazing read. You know, I mess with this commercial every time. Audible, please forgive me because I love you, and I have my 30-day free trial already. We are going to bring our guests on, but I want to also add that Adam and Eve is the nation's largest marketer of adult products with millions of satisfied customers in the U.S. and all over the world. Founded in 1971, Adam and Eve is also one of the oldest names in a rapidly evolving adult industry. To learn more about Adam and Eve and their products, visit our sponsor on the MWHYradio.com. Visit us. All righty. Without further ado, I want to bring my ride-or-die chick, Rachel Satiafa, back on the air.
I am here. I wouldn't need for anything in the world.
And did you see me, like, jack up the commercial again? I mean, I hope I don't lose my job. But anyway, they know I love the product. I'm going to get it right one day. You know, the queen tries. But before we went to a commercial break, and before I move any further, I want to encourage our listeners to call in and talk to us, baby. Call in. I promise I'll make Rachel behave. So I want you to call in, and our call-in number, are you ready? Are you ready for the number? Our number is 646-652-2512. That's 646-652-2512, and you got to press 1 if you want to talk to me, baby. So call on in and share your thoughts about the show. Just say hi. We would love to hear from you. So before we went to the break, Rachel, I read to you this alarming statistics, and that was done by the Gallup poll, which I don't always agree with the Gallup poll because I wonder where they take the poll because they never knocked on my door. But the 2013 Gallup poll said that 87% of Americans are in favor of black and white marriages. So, and we were like, where is that acceptable? And it's not that we have a problem with it, but I just don't see America being that blended and that accepting, especially since we are still in a position where we have to have shows regarding interracial love and the idea of it being such one of the last taboos. So I'm going to bring on my pretty guests. I hope you all got to see the ad that we ran on Facebook and Twitter and in Google. We ran it all over the place, and it is a beautiful picture of our next guest, Candace Nicole Wirtz, and she is an erotic romance writer, and she wrote a book that I have been enjoying for the past week called Made for You. She is right here from Richmond. She is a married woman, a mommy, and a brand new author. I was surprised reading information about her, how new she is, but the girl got it going on. And I'm going to have her come on and share with you a little bit about her erotic writing. You know, we have 50 Shades of Grey, we have Zane, we have all other types of, a bunch of writers. But we always have room for more sex, more love, and more romance.
Amen.
Exactly. And when it's a very attractive woman that knows what's going on, and she's young and she's excited about what she does, I love having them on the show. So I got to meet her, and I am so excited to now welcome on to our show. And we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about her book, we're going to talk about her life, and we're going to just talk about some of the stuff that we need to talk about as women. So without further ado, I want to introduce you, audience, to author extraordinaire, Candace Nicole.
Yay.
Thank you for that great introduction. Good evening, everyone.
Did I do a good job, Queen?
You did. You did a great job.
Well, I want to welcome you to the Butterfly Queen After Dark show. And I did share with our audience that I just met you recently, but kind of fell in love with the personality, with the drive and the passion for what you do. And we ended up meeting one day and bumping into each other at several events thereafter. So Richmond is, once you get to know somebody, you just kind of, like energies come together. So Nicole, Candace Nicole, I want to welcome you. And I want you to share a little bit about your book. And you have also a series.
Yes. Okay, well, as she stated, my name is Candace Nicole Wirtz, but I go by Candace Nicole. I am an avid reader. I love reading. I love reading anything and everything. But, of course, my favorite books are, the erotica, the kinky books, the little naughty books that you're not supposed to read. And so what I've noticed when I was reading these different books, they really never showed, like, interracial couples. Or if they did show a woman of color interested in a man outside of her race, she was portrayed as, like, a whore, like she was desperate to be with this person because they could take care of her. So that irritated me on several levels. The first level is because I am an African-American woman, and my husband is Caucasian, and when we met each other, it wasn't anything like that. I believe that love is colorblind. I believe that love is genderless. I believe that love is the greatest gift of all. And when people think about interracial couples, they're like, oh, you like white guys, or you like black guys. The color shouldn't matter. It's all about how the person is, how they treat you, how they make you feel. So all of this helped me come up with the idea of the Maid series. And so currently I have 2 books that are published. My 3rd book, I will be releasing it soon. And the Maid series, it features interracial dating. It features people of color, multicultural characters in a positive light. And it shows that, because I've noticed in a lot of books, it shows that the people of color are the help. And it's nothing wrong with being the help, but we can be more than just the help. We can own our own businesses. We can be CEOs. We can be running companies. And so that was like what was very important to me, too, to stress that, love is blind. Love is colorblind. But also, people of color, we have education. We go to school just like anybody else, and we can be we can be the leaders. And so I came up with my first book is Made to Love, which is Carmen and Cooper's story, and then my second book is Made for You, which is Marsha and David's story. And like I said, those are available on Amazon. And then my third book is Made by Us. And basically, it's a Made series, but each book can be read standalone. And it's about 3 girls. They're best friends. They all have different backgrounds. All were raised completely different. And it's just like you're learning about this great friendship that they have. And also, even though you're good friends with people, sometimes you don't know everything about a person. So they're learning about themselves. They're learning about their friendships with each other. And then, of course, Candace created these gorgeous men that come into their lives. So the first book is dealing with Carmen and Cooper's relationship. But like I said, the girls, they're best friends, and the girls' names are Carmen, Marsha, and Giselle. And so each of them are in each other's stories. But like I was, explaining, it's about love, it's about friendship, it's about communication, it's about, drama. And a lot of people have made comments to me about, Candace, I know it's interracial dating, and we like the way you show, the differences and of the cultures, but it's more like a backdrop. And I'm like, exactly, because, it is, in my mind, and I feel like it should be in everybody's mind, it doesn't matter. It depends on how those people treat each other, how they feel about each other. Color is not important.
You're right. And, Candace, what I did like that you said in your beginning was that love should be colorblind, and it should be genderless. It should not matter, and it doesn't. But, we live in the United States of America that did not have the greatest beginning, and we do know that it does matter to some. But I think it's really powerful that, that you stepped out and written these books, because people need to know that, love is love.
Right.
Love is truly love. And I did see that in the reading. Like I said, the Butterfly Queen, I really focus on love, sex, and relationships. And the relationship piece is important, but the sex in this book, girl, the sex is juicy, hot.
Well, I'm glad.
Wait, I just want to ask you a question, because I get this sometimes in conversations, especially with girls at the water cooler at the job. And the job situation is usually a place where it's like the great melting pot. We live in communities that may be all black. We may go to a grocery store that's in that community, and it's all black or all white or whatever. And you go to school, yada yada yada. But once you enter the workforce, you're kind of in the great melting pot. You with everybody. So we were having a conversation, and this is just I'm just asking this question. Why do you think, or maybe you may not think, but why do you think that some, particularly African American women, may kind of have some feelings around attention that they may get from their white counterparts at work, their white male counterparts at work? Have you noticed that?
Are you saying that they don't like the attention, or?
Well, I mean, they sometimes, I've noticed them to be sometimes resistant to the attention, or maybe don't believe the attention is authentic, or I've even heard some sisters say, well, he ain't really, he just thinks, that, that, I guess what I'm saying to you is I have talked to some black women who feel that white men come with a stereotypical idea of what they think it would be like to be with a black woman.
Okay, so I do understand, what you're saying. I understand the question, but to me, it's craziness, because you have to realize, because even though you're thinking, oh, well, he thinks it's going to be this way with black women, white men think the same thing. Well, why would she want to talk to me? Is it because what they're saying about white boys would do this, white boys would do that? What people need to do is stop thinking thinking this crazy stuff. This is what society kind of tells you. This is what your friends kind of tell you, or you overhear people's conversations like, well, when them white boys only want them black girls because they got them big old butts. But I'm being honest, because people ask me this a lot. It's like, you have to stop thinking about that. He's a man and you're a woman. That's what it all boils down to. And it's the same. And a lot of people say, like, well, I think this white guy is interested in me. Or it's not just white, because, there's all other types of races. I think this guy is interested in me, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Should I say something? And this is how I feel. I'm like, look, you only live once. And when it comes down to it, if you want to approach the person, approach them. If they're not interested, they're not interested. And it always doesn't have to do anything with race. You just might not be their type in general.
That's right.
And so it's like, you have to stop being scared, get over it, put yourself out there. The only thing a person can say is, I'm not interested. Okay, then you be like, and you move on to the next.
Well, Candace, you have the kind of confidence. I mean, like, when you said that, he's only interested in a black woman because of her big old butt. Well, I know a lot of black men that are only interested in black women because they got a big old butt. So, I mean, we kind of celebrate that, and that's okay with me, because I happen to have a big old butt. But what I'm saying, the serious part of it is not, sometimes it's not. Even I've noticed, and I've had friends who are involved in interracial dating, who have been involved in interracial relationships, long and loving and lasting and respectful marriages. I think for me, I have never dated interracially. Maybe it's because the white men have not found me attractive, or I've not been exposed to those that would dare step up and talk to me, or whatever the reason may be. Maybe it's just not my socialization. However, I have friends, like I said, who've been involved in very loving, very endearing, very respectful relationships. The problem is dealing with people outside of that relationship, because we don't live in bubbles.
Right.
And how do you deal with, like you said, all the comments? I mean, you learn to ignore them, you learn to get tough, but like I said, you have a confidence level that I would love to bottle and sell to people. Well, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with, now you do have a child. How do you deal with your child? I mean, the world is not colorblind. And I'm sad to say, and even in my own family, we have a lot of interracial, loving, and respectful relationships. I'm not going to honestly, I'm going to share with you my prejudices after this that I had, prior to really growing up. But how do you deal with the comments? How do you deal with it without becoming angry? How do you deal with it comfortably?
Well, in all honesty, I really think it's it's about the attitude that you take on, because it is easy to get, irritated or to get angry. But maybe I feel like every woman should be full of herself, and I'm full of myself.
That's right.
And I feel like this. It doesn't matter if he's white, if he's black, if he's Chinese, Mexican, Puerto Rican. It doesn't matter. They're going to hate because look how hot I am.
All right, now.
So that's the attitude that you have to take, because, every once in a while we do see people, staring, or, guys will make comments like, oh, what's she doing with him? Or some women will be like, well, what's he doing with her? But,
right.
We're in our world. It's like, we hear what they're saying, but we don't allow it to affect us, because what matters is our family and, how our dynamic is. And yes, there's outsiders. Yes, there's going to be people who have comments, but who cares? What are they doing for you? They're not doing anything for me. They're not paying my bills. They're not taking care of me. They're not helping raising our son. They're not doing anything. So they can keep their comments and stick it up their butts, because we don't care.
Right.
And then I have had questions like, when people are talking about like family members who are not accepting of it, and that's a really hard subject to deal with. But then I tell people, what you have to decide is, do you two love each other? If you love each other, then y'all have each other. It's not the outside world. It's what's going on in your house, in your household. And if people can't accept it, that's their problem. Don't make it your problem. That's their issue. Let them work on it and let them deal with it. You don't have to.
Like I said, Candace, I would love, Candace Nicole, I want to take that attitude, take that love it and fully yourself and bottle it and sell it, but then again, I would not have a job. But now, other questions. All right, now, how, if you don't mind me asking, and you're on Butterfly Queen After Dark show, like I said, we want to empower people to live better, love better, and last more. How long have you been in your relationship? How long have you been married?
We have been married 6 years. It'll be 7 in June.
Wonderful. And I think that's beautiful. So you've been through the storm of just bonding together as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been through difficult times dealing with the differences that you have as a couple.
Correct.
So you're speaking from knowledge and wisdom.
Right. And then I do really feel like it's the way you were raised too. Like with my parents, they always had like multicultural friends. So like that's what we saw all the time. We would see like interracial dating, interracial marriages, other cultures. So that's what my brother and we were used to seeing. So that was the norm to us. And even though growing up, I was, like bullied and picked on. But why does she talk like that? Why does she walk like that? Why does she act like that? She thinks she white. She thinks she this. That I've been through all of that. But I feel like it was that family foundation and seeing my parents interact with all different types of people and accept them for who they are. And, what even like down to religious beliefs. So I feel like a lot of it has to do with how you were raised. And I feel like it's easier when you see those different types of cultures, different types of people that are active in your life. And so that's why, my dad always said, he was like, we don't care who you bring home. They could be blue, they could be green, they could be purple. It doesn't matter as long as you guys are happy in that relationship and they're making you feel loved. But I know it's not like that for everybody. And so, like I said, I think love is the most important gift that you can have. And if you love that person, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be comments. And then you just really have to think like, do I really love you? And are we going to be in this together, or I can't handle this, or I don't want to deal with this, and this is not for me.
Right. And I'm like BQ here, Butterfly Queen. I just really admire your confidence, and I think that you hit right on top of it just a moment ago when you said, basically it's about your orientation and what kind of examples and role models you had before you. So I'm going to go out on a ledge here because, people who listen to the show know, I've said a million times that I'm a child of the 60s, so I know I'm a lot older than you are, Candace. So, and because I will say that I came up in a loving household as well. However, because of the time period that nurtured me, I believe that I probably came up with different stereotypical ideas of white people. And I'm going to step out on a ledge now and say, well, some of my best friends are white, and that is true. I have some good friends that are white, and I have also dated outside of my race. I have dated white men, but never to the extent that I have black men. I've dated far more black men than I have white. And I will also even say this, and I've had this conversation with Marsha before, that out of the relationships that I have had since my marriage ended, the most serious ones where the men actually offered marriage to me were with men who are not black. They were white men, which, I look back on, the kind of decision making I was doing in that time. So I don't know if I could do it over, and I don't have many regrets. But I believe that if I did have an opportunity to go back and do anything again or rethink something or try something again, it probably would be that.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, I guess that my socialization has been different, and I have been raised. I have been around and socialized in many cultures, but of course, most of the time I was exclusively around African Americans, and I was one of the ones. I'm going to step out. If you can't use your comb, don't bring them home. As I grew up, I began to understand that that's not the way. But I think my parents did that to keep me safe, because we grew up in a pretty affluent area where you were hurt if you crossed the line. You were injured. You were treated badly. And I know that whatever they told me was out of love. It wasn't just out of pure ignorance. It was the fact that people were being shot down in the streets in my growing up era. If they dated interracially, if they became in love. And then also there was the stigma of, he just wants to play slave girl with you. And there were some guys, some very mean guys who lived near me who did have that, that thought in mind. So I believe they were trying to protect me. We are going to, Candace, don't you go away. I'm enjoying this conversation. We'll get back to your book, because I want you to be able to promote this book and tell everyone where they can get this great book and continue our relationship talk. But I do have, I think, someone calling in, and I want to take that call because I don't like to leave my callers waiting. I think it's a man. So, girls, for a moment. So I'm ready to take the comment from LT.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be on this wonderful and interesting show with such powerful and endearing women.
Well, welcome, Mr. LP. This is the Butterfly Queen, the Butterfly Queen After Dark show. I'm so happy you called in. Is there something you'd like to say to us? We love men,
Yes, thank you. Well, first and foremost, I want to say, I'm driving at the moment, but hearing such intelligence, I have to almost pull over because I'm just so honored to be able to talk with your company. With the level of that I was taught as growing up is that you have to love everybody, and you got to deal with all types of people in the world. And true love is colorblind. Even we certified when I watched Jefferson and a whole bunch of different things. Growing up in college and things, I dated a woman who was a white woman. I dated a lot of women of different ages. And I was thrown all the different type of stereotypes. Oh, you're such a high intelligent guy. You're going to automatically just purchasing a white girl. And I'm like, first of all,
I need you to slow down real quick because I think you're traveling, and I want them not to miss what you're saying, because what you're saying is interesting. Slow down a little bit and speak directly into your phone, and so we can hear you, sweetheart.
Yes, ma'am. I do. I'm very sorry about that. When I was saying that in college, I dated a white woman, an Asian American woman, and a whole bunch of different things. And I was throwing a lot of different foolish concepts that, let's be frank, I hear, it's easier to get sex or their woman is more wilder and sex and freer and not going to deal with certain things as much as I would get from a black woman. Or I'm an intelligent man, so I'm going to just get a white woman automatically. Or I'm just looking for money. All these different things is thrown at you. And it's such a shame where at some point you would think as a society, we need to move on. But and just accept one another, because in the end, last I checked, our blood is blue. And we're just going to have to do what we can to move forward in life. And like Ms. Wirt says, it's just that those people are not paying your bills. And no matter what you do, somebody's going to always have something to say. And if
That's true.
And if you're going to let one of these things or any of these things take away from your joy and happiness, then you're shortchanging yourself and the opportunity that you have for a beautiful and loving relationship. And even if it does not go any further than dating or what have you, it leaves a lasting impression on one another and not letting society or political views get in the way of what matters in the most, and just spending time with somebody that makes you happy.
100%. I agree with that 100%, Mr. LP. I thank you so much for calling in. And what you said was very clear. You know, it's really all about the love. It really is all about love, and people should be free to love whom and who they choose to love. And I want to thank you for calling in. Candace, did you want to say good night to Mr. LP?
Thank you for calling in, and I agreed with everything you said, and you have a great night.
And, Rachel, I know you want to say goodbye to the man. It's a man.
I do. Goodbye, baby. I love that voice. Yum, yum.
Thank you, Mr. LP. All righty. We're going to move this show along, and Rachel, stop it. Before we're going to take a commercial break, we'll take a quick break. It's our time to take a break. But before we go to the break, I want to say that we're saying all these great things on the radio, and Candace is sharing her life. I have shared a little bit of mine. Richard has shared hers. But the sad part is that, in society, people are very politically correct in what they say. Very politically correct. But when you really look about it and think about it, and you look at who people are marrying, who they are dating, then you get the clear and real picture of what America really thinks. The fact that we still have to talk about black people and white people dating means that it's not as acceptable as it is when, like I said, people want to be politically correct. But where they live, who they date, and who they marry really determines the true state of race relations in this country. So with that said, you all think about that. Take a little swallow. I want you all to remember to call in and talk to me, baby. We just talked to Mr. LP with his sexy voice. And I wanted you to call in and state your opinion. Would you dial into 646-652-2512 and hit 1. You have to give your real name. We won't shout you out, but we do want to hear what you have to say. So hang on, and we shall be right back.
Hi, this is Benita with Off the Vine. Join us on Fridays at 3 o'clock for Fun Talk About Wine. This season, I'm going to put this little sommelier certification to work as we expand the conversation to talk about beer and spirits too. Meet more exciting special guests, and you never know just who may show up at the studio. Off the Vine with Benita on the May We Help You Radio Network, giving you something to whine about.
To all of my female entrepreneurs, it's time to expand your region and business profits. Are you networking in the same locale and viewing the same guest list over and over? Do you find your colleagues are referring new business and its clients that you already have in your portfolio? Are you industry stagnant? And are your social groups and events filled with the same people? If you answer yes to just one of these questions, it's time to expand internationally. You are cordially invited to petition for attendance to an all-female, exclusive, and private event featuring the Power of 52 Women, the East Coast International Business Symposium, hosted by rockstar entrepreneur and international business consultant Erica A. Murray and multimedia distributor and expert Letitia M., and moderator Ms. Joan Henry of the Women's Entrepreneur Expo, beginning February 28, 2015 in Baltimore, Maryland, March 28th in New York, April 18th in Washington, D.C., May the 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia, June the 20th in Boston, Massachusetts, and September, Africa. If you are serious about your business, don't miss this event. Go to www.thepowerof52women.com for more information. Once again, go to www.thepowerof52women.com and register today. This is an event you don't want to miss.
If you're the parent of a child with behavioral challenges that has been suspended, expelled, or just not able to make it in a traditional school setting, there is an alternative. Call the Metropolitan Day School today. Licensed and accredited grades K through 12. Call 804-321-2595. Financial assistance and after-school programs are available. Let's turn this school year around right now at the Metropolitan Day School, where Eagles soar. Call Miss Thomas today. 804-321-2595.
Oh, I'm back on the air. And before we get started, I got to take a little commercial break. We got to pay the bills. I want you, my listeners of the Butterfly Queen After Dark show, to visit the MWHY Radio Network site and receive a free trial of Hootsuite. When you sign up today, you receive a free 30-day trial of Hootsuite Pro. Hootsuite is a unique social media dashboard that allows organizations to manage multiple social media networks at the same time. And I want you to go to www.mwhyradio.com and sign up for your trial by clicking the Hootsuite logo. I love it. That way I can do my Facebook, my tweet, and my blog all in one fell sweep. So that's what Hootsuite's about. So please go to the May We Help You Radio Network site and enjoy. I also want to give a shout out to my radio family, the May We Help You amazing show hosts that are on the air, T-Bam, the Big Apple Indie Music Series, Coach Capri Smith, my dear queen, Rita Ricks, Off the Vine, Cher Cofield International, Heroes Academy, and the MWHY Radio magazine. You must click and read. And the May We Help You Radio. Please join us. We have a show several days a week. You just have to click in and just be a great follower of our network. We are growing, and doing big and bad things. So please do that. All right, let's get back to the Juicy Hot Show. We are talking about interracial dating. We are talking about erotica and erotic writing. And later on in the show, we're going to talk about pure, down and dirty, just relationship drama. I share with you some of my adventures. Rachel and I have been hanging out, doing our research. We shared some of that with you. So I am so glad you chose to spend the night with me. I hope you have your juice, your Kool-Aid, your coffee, your tea, or whatever it is that makes you smile. Sit, relax, kick your feet up, and enjoy our show tonight. Tonight's guest is Candace Nicole, author extraordinaire, amazing author who writes amazing erotic novels, and you will be seeing a lot and hearing a lot from her. She is also sharing her personal relationship life with us because we love her, and that's what we do as queens, we share. And my ride-or-die chick, Rachel. Rachel, are you there? And Candace, are you with me, darling?
I'm here.
All right. Candace, you here, baby?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, good. All right, I want you to relax, and I think I went to the station break talking about how we are so very politically correct in this country. We talk the right things, we say the right words, we don't use derogatory words. If we have any sense, we don't. And but when all is said and done, if you really want to know the state of race relations in this country, you got to look and see who people are marrying, who they're dating, and how they're socializing. Would you agree?
I would agree. Yes, I would agree.
Now, I have a question, though. I'm sorry. I just have a question about the book, and I'm going to be honest with you. Like Butterfly Queen says, she and I live in the same house, so she has been really hogging your book. And I haven't been able to get my hands on it, so I haven't been able to read it because it's always in her room. So I'm just going to ask you, do you actually really discuss the topic of interracial dating in your book, or is it a love story that just happens to be between an African American female and a Caucasian male?
Well, in the Maid series, it's more of a love story, and their skin color is a backdrop, because in the first book, Carmen is biracial. She's African American and she's Spanish, and Cooper, he's Caucasian. And then in my second book, Marsha is Italian and David is, oh my goodness, David is biracial. He's Jamaican and Irish. And,
oh, wow.
And then in my last book, Giselle, she's from Barbados. And then hers is more like a love triangle going on. And Liam, he's white, and the other guy who she's interested in is Ethan, and he's Japanese. So it touches base on, you know, their different backgrounds, but it's not the focal point, because what I wanted to do with the Maze series, I wanted to show that basically what I'm saying, you know, love is colorblind. Now, in the future, I am working on a book that where it's going to touch more on the race, as in, like, everybody's not accepting of it. You know, the families are not accepting, but, like, the Maid series, I just wanted it to be, like, my kinky love stories.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so it's the backdrop of your erotic material there. Okay, I got that.
Yes.
So, but they are basically centered and set here in the United States.
Correct. It's
okay.
in Virginia, because, you know, we live in Virginia, and I have the girls, they live in Arlington, Virginia, and the reason why I picked Arlington, Virginia is because I think Arlington, Virginia is like a little mini, like, New York. It's like, you know how you see, like, the cute shops and the cute apartments and the high-rises and all that stuff. So in my mind, that's what Arlington, Virginia looks like. And when I think about, you know, single girls, you know, they're doing well, they're successful in their businesses and, you know, fashion and, you know, all that just girly stuff, that's what I think of Arlington, Virginia. So I put it, that's where they live in Arlington, but it features Chesterfield and Richmond, but it's based in Virginia because that's where I am, Virginia.
Okay.
So,
I have one more question. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. I promise. No, I don't promise. You know, because I no. But I just about you as the author. Okay, so I know that the books are set here in the United States. Do you travel a lot? Or have you lived abroad, or have you has most of your experience as far as being a dating person happened in the United States or elsewhere?
In the United States, growing up, we moved around a lot because my father was in the Air National Guards.
Okay.
And so I guess that's another, you know, thing about my childhood and my background, maybe a little different than others. But most of my dating has always been in the United States, and I've dated like almost everybody. So, and I've had those negative experiences where, you know, you're dating someone of the opposite race, and then when you go to meet their parents, they're like, oh, that's Candace, you know. So I've been there on, you know, both spectrums, like when they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, or like, oh my God, really? You brought that home for dinner? Yes, I'm here, honey. But, you know, so I can understand all of it.
Right. All right. That was my question. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Candace, you are just an amazing guest. I love your confidence. Like I said, I want to buy and sell it. So we're going to have to take some of your blood later on and sell it. No, but I just think the confidence is great. I think that the comfort in the stories and how you made race a backdrop and not the main focus of the story, you know, it's clearly, you know, shows that you believe in what you say, that you're living, you know, a colorblind love life, a colorblind life in general. And it's hard to do when everybody else sees color. And sometimes that's all they see. You know, and in promoting love, sex, and romance, you know, I just want to see people love each other. I am such a hopeless romantic. I really am.
Oh, God, she is. Oh, my God.
You love.
Oh, my God. You just don't know.
All my heart. I do. I believe in love. And I love a great love story. And I love stories. To me should all end happy.
Yeah.
They should all end happy. Or if somebody satisfied, you have to be happy, satisfied, and what more. So, with that said, I just we'll get back to my mushiness in a little while. What I thought was so great, I go through. You know, I always do research on my guests. and you happen to know a lot about BDSM.
Oh.
Wow. What is that, I wonder?
What is BDSM? Woo.
Well,
I happen to know, but I want you to share with our listeners really briefly what BDSM is and how it is incorporated in your book. 50 Shades of Grey kind of made it a little popular, or at least speakable.
Right.
And I have to think this is one of the last taboos, personally, opposed to race. But tell us about your page, your web page, where you talk about BDSM and what it is, real quick.
Okay. Well, I have my website, which is www.CandaceNicoleWords.com, and then I also have a blog which is attached to that, which is www.CandaceNicolesBlog.com. And on my blog, I try to post articles about relationships, sex, just things I like to talk about and things that are, in my book. So recently, as everyone knows, that 50 Shades of Grey has come out, and it's been like this, huge controversy about just different things that were going on in there. And my thing was, I read the books, and I saw the movie, and I recently wrote an article about why I am just irritated with people are saying that this lifestyle is abuse. So what it is, it's bondage, discipline, dominance, and submission. And with this type of lifestyle, it's a lifestyle. It's not abuse. And what people have to understand is, you're not going to get a full education on it from a book. You're not going to get a full education on it from a movie. You have to research. You need to meet people who are a part of that lifestyle. So basically, there is someone who is a dominant and there is a submissive. So the dominant person is the one in control, and the submissive is the one doing the things to please the dominant. But in all, our reality is the submissive is the one who has the complete control, because the dominant can't do anything without the submissive's permission. So basically, I go into full detail about it. And, it's just like different types of, sexual activities, as in even from a simple spanking, we all have had, some of us have had our hands tied, or,
I heard, you said we all have had. I heard you say, go ahead, girl.
Go ahead.
We've all had, have had our hair pulled and pushed over the sink and, all that just great sex.
What you did? Oh my goodness!
You got me hot now.
Turn the fan on.
But what I was trying to explain to people is, it's not abuse. When you enter this type of lifestyle and this type of relationship, the two parties, they come together, they discuss what they're willing to do, what they're not willing to do. There are safe words.
Pineapples. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, be cute.
But, there are safe words, and there's just things that they both have to have open communication. And then that's where people were getting it confused in 50 Shades of Grey. And when I read 50 Shades of Grey, I said, it's just a love story. And people were like, no, it's got all that. I'm like, please, that, okay, it's erotic, I guess, but the things that I have read are really like erotica, romances. And so I just felt like as an author, even though we write things fiction, but when it does deal with things that are reality, we have to be held accountable and we have to be held responsible and make sure we're actually doing our research and making sure we're portraying the correct information. Because in the book, in the movie, it does look like, she's just his, flunky, and she's just going to do whatever he wants her to do. And that's not how that lifestyle works.
Right.
So I was on my little rampage, so I wrote an article.
No, I love it, because, on this show, we talk about these things. We talk about open lifestyles. I always tell everyone I'm into open relationships. I think that, we need to uncover and talk about and educate people about the various lifestyles out there, because a lot of us are living it, involved in it, or running from it, and we don't really understand. And on this show, our biggest thing that I got from a really great friend of mine is don't yuck anybody else's yum.
Right.
You do what you do. And for me, the butterfly queen, as long as it doesn't involve going against my wishes, animals, and children, and it's mutually agreed upon, whatever you do is what you do. And I think we'd be a lot happier and healthier and better in our relationships if we could talk about what it is we like to do.
Right. I agree. And like I was on this show last month, I took over someone's show, and that's what I said. I said, whenever anybody talks to me, it's judge-free zone. I don't judge anybody, and like in all honesty, whatever you do in your bedroom, or whoever you do it with, that's your business. Now, I say share with me because we're friends, and I'm just nosy, and I want to know everything. But everybody knows Candace is not going to judge you. I'm just going to be like, wow, and I'm going to ask questions. So don't share if you can't answer my questions.
But that's what we have to do, and I think as women, especially more mature women, we were raised that you don't talk about such things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why for years many women back in the day participated in things, in relationships that they felt powerless because they weren't able to voice an opinion. They weren't able to say what they liked or didn't like. It just wasn't ladylike. It wasn't proper. And I am so glad that I was raised the way I was raised, because I was raised very early to understand that sex is for both people. And sex should be enjoyable, and whatever you choose to do, I had even grown into this, whatever you choose to do is between you and your partner. And I want the kings out there and the queens to know, I always talk about slow is sexy, because it's not how much you do or how quick you do, it's how you get it right. And to get it right for me, we got to keep practicing.
Right.
So... I am very much in support of that, and I would love to have you, come back on the show and talk some more about this. I don't want you to go away because I have some questions. I know Rachel is, just look at her chops, ready to ask some great questions.
Oh yeah,
we talk about the various sexual lifestyles. I wanted to do a show on the swing lifestyle, but I didn't know how to bring it in a manner that would be comfortable. But I think you just opened the door. You just opened the door for me to be able to present, this other lifestyle that people are living, and present the facts of it, and what people are doing. So I think we need to talk about stuff more, and I think we'd be a lot happier.
I think the door is way open, because I'm gonna put you out here now. BQ, I love you, but I'm gonna put you out here. Candace, we just gonna talk for a minute, Candace. Okay, me and you. What happened?
Candace, don't believe everything she says.
Now, come on, this is true, though. Last week, we put something on a site that we have online, and we asked the questions sort of about this kind of lifestyle, and within a few hours, we had 42 comments. Listen to that.
Wow.
We had 42 comments. And I won't, we do protect people's privacy, so I won't get into all of that, but what I will say, a lot of the comments talked about the importance of trust when you are in these kind of relationships. And that was really, really interesting to me, because I know that you would want to be in a relationship where you have trust, like if you're married or a couple, and you don't have any kind of sex that you want to have that's consensual. But I guess the thing that sticks in my mind is so many people who are even in relationships step out of their relationships. They have different clubs, swing clubs, and groups that you have, this, I would say, this more risque or riskier kind of sex with people you hardly know. And how can you possibly have a trust element in there? Can you speak on that at all?
Well, those type of clubs and those type of groups, they have rules. Like, everything has rules, and normally they're paying like a nice penny to be a part of that, organization, that club, or whatever you want to call it. And so they have the rules, and so they know they must follow the rules. And then too, in those places, they're the owner. They do have cameras around, So making sure no one's being violated, making sure that, everyone feels comfortable. So when you're walking into that place, you have signed that contract, and everyone who's in that place understands that lifestyle, and that's why, even though they don't know these people, they have that trust because they're putting their trust into the owner. They're putting their trust into that contract. They're putting that trust into these people are a part of this lifestyle, and they understand this lifestyle, and nothing's going to, happen to me that I don't want to happen.
Right, and I want to also say, Candace, because all of these various lifestyles exist, does not mean you have to be down with everything. Doesn't mean you have to participate in everything.
Right.
All I say here on this show is let people do what they do, as long as they're not hurting anybody. Mind your business. These things exist. We need to educate ourselves about them instead of, oh, that's awful, that's dirty, that's nasty. They need to go to hell. All those types of things. People do what they do. And like I said, keep it safe. There are rules, and becoming knowledgeable about these things allows you to make healthy choices, I believe.
Right. I agree.
I definitely believe in that. So here we talk about some of everything, and I'm so glad that my listeners kind of hang with me. I don't endorse but like I said, I don't yuck anybody else's yum either. I know what I do and what I enjoy. Right. So that's what's most important. We are going to, it's not time yet. We're going to talk a little bit more. Rachel, did you have something else you wanted to talk about or bring up regarding this topic?
Pineapple.
That's my word.
I tell you, we live in the same house, so I'm just having to understand. So when I hear the word pineapple, I just know that don't go near the door, right? Just don't.
You know what? We're not even dealing with Kevin Hart because if someone's saying pineapples, I couldn't even. That couldn't even be like the red word or the safe word. Like pineapple. Like what? Like, what are you talking about? You just killed the mood. I'm out.
I just want to know to come up with a more sexy word. I just think that can't be confused with anything else. And at that point, I want to kill whatever mood you're in because I'm not so you safe. Pineapple.
I just want to know. I just want to know so I don't get confused. That you okay. All right, thank you. That's clarification.
Right on the radio. This is what your best friend does. They just shout you out, tell you business. Yeah, pineapples, ladies and gentlemen. I'm never going to get a shirt that says pineapples.
No, don't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Sad.
But no, that's good. That's good.
Okay. Now, a lot of what we've been talking about on the show, and this is before we go to, we're not going on a break yet. I don't want to confuse my producer. She says, Marsha, don't say the word break 100 times because I keep going for the button. I just like to play with her. But anyway, before we do that, I want to, kind of, Candace, on our show, we've been doing research since last year on the art of dating, the lack of dating that takes place in my world, and I don't want to believe that we've lost the desire to date, that we've lost the ability to date, and I know for myself that I hear from a lot of women I coach and just women who are friends of mine, there's no men out there, there's no good partners out there, whether they're in same-sex relationships or single relationships. And Rachel and I have this ongoing belief that social media is putting a damper on real face and physical dating relationships, and perhaps some men don't know how to date you, or they're not interested in dating you. They want to come and boo up and hang with you. And, like you said, being approached by someone of another culture, another race, that may be seen as taboo or just something that you've never experienced before. So in essence, I think we limit ourselves, we limit our opportunities to meet people. So, Rachel, I want you to share, we talk about this a lot, share your experiences in Europe and some of the things.
Yeah. And
that was, ask questions if you like.
Right, that was the reason I asked the question about your orientation, Candace, because, I have lived just about all of my life in the United States. I spent some time in Africa, but almost 2 years ago now, I went to Europe. I started in Budapest, and then I spent several weeks in Paris, and that was wonderful. And I have to really admit that it was. I know this is going to sound really cliche-ish, but it was like a breath of fresh air. As soon as I got off the plane, I did not feel what I would call or describe as this not just the racial tension, but the separation that we have here in the States. I didn't even experience that, and I was able to see. When a man paid attention to me, he was just a man. Sometimes he was a Caucasian, he was a white man. Sometimes he may have been a Jamaican man or Caribbean man or whatever kind he was. But it was I was able to see him as just a man. And when we went out at night, and I'm just going to throw this in here just to kind of drive this point home. Even the kinds of things that I experience in nightlife when I go out here in the United States, especially here in the South, where I would say it's very separatist. You have men who hardly even want to invite women to dance, but everybody just gets on the floor and dances with everybody, at least in Paris. Any man will just grab the closest woman, or a woman might come and invite another woman to dance, and there's no... you don't have any, certain feeling about it. Oh, she must be gay, or he must be trying to do this. But it's just wanting to express. It's just wanting to be expressed, happiness and joy, and it's just a whole different climate. So that's why I was really, really interested in where, you got your openness and what Marsha's calling confidence from. When you travel, I believe that's one of the things that you get from that.
Right. It is. And it's just like, I don't know why there's that big difference, because everyone says it. Even, my girlfriends that are Caucasian, they say the same thing. It's like, like no one cares. And, you don't get that, side-eyed, that weird look. And I can't explain it, but that's correct. But I just feel like at the same time, you have to be confident with yourself. And I also do feel like because of the way America is and has been, that puts a lot of pressure on, I feel, all races when they're looking at someone outside of their race. Because in the back of their mind, everyone's thinking the same thing. Like, okay, if I walk over to this person and introduce myself or try to talk to them, are they going to hate me? Are they racist? Or or are they not going to speak? It's just things like that. And I even notice that when I go out, and I'm going out with the girls, or we're meeting up with just different people, and I sit back because I'm a people watcher. Sometimes I say I think I'm a little pervert because I watch people. I'm like, that's not right. But anyway, but I'm like a people watcher, and I watch. And then and also too, I feel like a lot of people are so on guard and they're so on edge that they can't relax. Like while they're in the States, they're on guard. They can't relax because you have so much going through your mind. And And it's funny because my husband and my friends, they say, Candace, damn, you just attract anybody and everybody. Because in my mind, I'm just relaxed. I'm chilling. And I'm like, hey, everybody come talk to me. Come party with me. I love everybody. I'm one of those people, like a big old hippie. But
we are too. And, what you're saying about the uptightness, I had a conversation not too long ago with this Caucasian gentleman was talking about he and his friend. His best friend he was a black guy. And they were together for years as friends, buddies. They ended up getting married. They dated a lot, And what he was saying was that, the differences in their relationships with their spouses and in their lifestyle was that, his black friend, who he adored, seemed to worry a lot more, seemed to be uptight, seemed to have this stress level that they not only carried into, their work life, their existing life, but also into their relationships. And I see that, and I wonder if economics has a great deal to do with it. The fact that we do live in a racist society here in this country, and whereas, where black people are portrayed as these uptight, angry, people, and we're treated like that by the media. We're treated like that by police. So we can't ignore that.
Right.
That exists. And maybe that has a lot to do with the dating attitude. I don't know, but it worries me and it concerns me. But listening to this gentleman talk about it, and I've seen it when I travel abroad. You know, when I go to the Caribbean and kind of chill, or if I go, and the time I was in Africa, you look at the different people. I'm a people watcher too, Candace. So we're both perverts of sorts. I'm a definite voyeur. I love to watch. But anyway, I'm there. I'm there watching, and you know, even the men when they approach you, they're approaching you. The black men seem to approach you angry, or approach you in a very serious manner, whereas the Caucasian men and men of other races kind of approach you with humor or lightness or comfort level. I mean, I can't say that for every situation, but the brothers had to come with a slick line or something, that showed you that they had this swagger, and for me, that's not necessary. I mean, I find it endearing that you approach me anyway, but do you see that as a difference, both of you? Do you see that as a difference in approach?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Go ahead, Candace. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I do see that or sometimes it's just the disrespect. Like, because my thing is, if you're trying to get my attention or a woman's attention, that, hey, yo, shorty, or what up, bitch, no. Because automatically then, like, oh, she just an angry black woman. You just called me out of my name. Any woman's going to be angry. Like, really? It was like, if I didn't like my drink this much, I would throw it in your face.
Exactly.
It didn't cost so much, yeah.
Exactly, but it's the approach, and I can say the same thing with African American women, because some of them have said to me, nobody outside my race ever, approaches me. They don't ever try to get with me. So I'm like, okay, well, let's have an outing. And when I'm looking at them, hell, I wouldn't even approach you. You look scary. Like, why is your face like that? Why do you look like you're so angry? Why do you look like you're going to beat everybody up? No one's going to approach you. You're scary.
Right. Black or white or purple.
Exactly.
Right.
I think it's more than that, because I do word-based therapies at a major hospital here in Richmond, and so I see a lot of people, and I see a lot of couples come through the hospital, and I mean, hands down, 9 out of 10, if I see 10 couples and 9 of them are holding hands, it's almost.
Yeah.
No, it's always a Caucasian couple, it's a white couple, or something other than an African American couple. Let me just say that, because it doesn't always have to be white.
Hold on, Rachel. I want to explore that deeper. We're going to take a real quick break. It's our last break, but I want to come back, because I don't want to miss out on that topic and then go into discussing relationship drama. So please hold on. We got to
always cut me off. Okay, fine. Fine.
All righty. Here at the May We Help You Network, I want to give a shout out. I want to thank AM/FM 247 for taking May We Help You Radio Network to a different AM and FM station across the United States. Yes, we are on AM/FM. That's AM/FM 247. And so today I want to thank everyone who is listening in Tampa, Florida, yay, Las Vegas, Nevada, Macon, Georgia, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Boulder, Colorado, Richmond, Virginia, Greenville, North Carolina, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thanks to all the countries who continue to download our show from iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Windows, Xbox, Blog Talk, Radio Girl. We are all over the place, kings and queens, Facebook, and many other podcast sites. Also to those who listen through our app, we promise to continue to bring you awesome talk and music programs every day. And what I want you to do for me, just for me, the Butterfly Queen, I want you to go to Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com, and go to the May We Help You Radio logo and hit on that and start joining us on Spreaker.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the Butterfly Queen loves you. So we're going to take a moment, and then we'll be right back. Don't go away, and call in and talk to me, baby.
The Queen After Radio Show is live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me, Jessica Taylor,
and me, Jason Mosley, to be entertained by authors, artists, and spiritual leaders.
We look forward to being a blessing in your life every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Only on the MWHY Radio Network.
This is Tanya Free. March Madness is upon us again, and so is the conversation of compensation for student athletes. The NCAA basketball tournament is expected to generate $1 billion in revenue this year. The 5 most powerful and wealthiest conferences in college sports, the Big Ten, Big 12, ACC, Pac-12, and Southeastern Conference recently passed NCAA legislation that increased the value of an athlete's scholarship to cover the federally determined actual cost of attendance. The exact value of cost of attendance will vary from school to school. Stipends have been estimated at $2,000 to $4,000 annually. How do you feel about the cost of attendance stipends and overall compensation for student athletes? How do you think smaller conferences and HBCU sports programs will be affected?
The Tanya Free and Friends Talk Show, your destination for the best in social and political straight talk. Wednesdays at 2 p.m., streaming live on TanyaFree.com and BlackTalkRadioNetwork.com. Join the conversation Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Hi, my name is Letitia M., owner of May We Help You Network. I want to thank you for joining us and enjoying our host here on MWHY Radio Network. Please visit us online at mwhyradio.com and like us on facebook.com/MWHY Radio. Tune in to learn more about our hosts and upcoming contests and our TV programming that'll be coming to you soon. MWHY Radio, bringing together business, community, and you.
Hello, I'm back. Good evening. This is the Butterfly Queen of the Butterfly Queen After Dark Show. I hope you have been enjoying our show. It has been so hot and spicy. We've been talking about interracial dating and relationships. We have an amazing romance author here spending the night with us, and that's Candace Nicole, and she's been sharing her insights on love, sex, and relationships, and, of course, her amazing book, which I am going to let her tell you where you can get her book from and follow her blogs. But also, I want to pay attention to this. You know what? I have a question that came in from one of our listeners, and, you know, I love my listeners. And this is the question. Rachel and Candace, you holding on to your seat?
Yeah.
All right. The question from the listener says, and this is to, I guess, to all of us queens, but you're our guest, Candace, so you got to go first.
Oh,
the
God.
place, can you name the place each of us, would like to, the place each of you would like to explore having sex at? Where would you like to have sex at that you haven't had yet? And would you explore writing about or talking about it?
Oh,
my goodness. You get that question, ladies? We are to share a place that we would like to have sex or explore having sex, and that we haven't had yet, and would explore writing or talking about it. So we'll be sharing it.
Go ahead.
I would have no problem
Go ahead.
writing and talking about anything but a place. That's a good question. I don't know.
I have lived several years several years like a fine wine, and I think I have tried so many things, and I'm pretty happy. I can't think of anything I haven't tried.
Oh, my God, I don't believe you, girl.
Oh, my God. I can't think of a place. Let's put it this way, a place. There's things I haven't tried now.
Oh, my God. I got a sexual bucket list. I keep this list in my pocketbook just in case.
Rachel, see, there's the wrong person. Well, give Candace
I find somebody who wants to play with me.
Okay, Rachel, go ahead, because you have a bucket list.
Okay, all right. I'm going to tell you guys this. You can't tell anybody else, okay? Okay.
Okay.
I swear I will tell.
Okay, you probably already know. But I Candace, I know. I know I look like that sweet little girl you sit next to in church. I know you think that about me. But
OMG.
I really, 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 really enjoy having sex in the open where people can't see. I know. We said, what does that mean? What does that mean? So, like, someplace like, you know what I mean? Okay, good. Okay. All right. So, like, okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to tell you just the two things on my bucket list, okay? One of them is, like, a place really high, like the observation deck all the way at the top of the Eiffel Tower or the Empire State Building. Or, okay, I went to see my mechanic the other day. I think it would be so cool to have sex like on that little that little thing that rolls under the car.
I know what you're talking about.
That thing that rolls under the car. Having sex under the car. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm through. But I can't go. You want me to go on? No.
Go ahead. You name at least 4 more places so we can all,
No. I just named 3. You guys can name 1. I just named 3.
Well, I have somebody in the chat saying sex on a dark beach in the Virgin Islands. Well, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Did that, but anyways,
it did that, done that 10 times.
You have a place you want to share, Candace?
I don't know if there's like a place, but I do understand what Rachel's saying. Like, I think I like the aspect of that you can get caught. Like, but nobody wants to place that call, like, hey, can you come belly out? I was having sex out in public. I got arrested for that.
Nobody
I have to call my best friend, like, I need you to come get us out of jail, please.
Yeah.
But it's like that thrill of, like, you know, you're not supposed to be doing it. There's a chance that you can get caught. Or even if it's not full-blown sex, like if you're at a restaurant and, like, that foreplay and you're touching and you're doing things that society would say is inappropriate. And, you know, it's just that thrill of, like, oh, my goodness, I could get caught.
Well,
you know, Candace, I know somebody who had sex in a subway station.
Oh, my goodness.
Full of people.
Yeah. I know some people that you're going to have to kill. You know, if you ever start to lose your memory. Well, subways are very exciting, and it was quite an experience that I will share in my memoirs one day. When I can blame it on senility. But someone in the chat said something really funny. They said in a house. in a house setting. They have a pretty exciting life where, you know, the house would be, you know, it's like a joke, I guess, you know, in a house. So. And someone said in the park bushes.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Picnic table.
Well, don't yuck anybody else's yum. And ladies, I'm here to tell you that's pretty darn exciting. You just got to bring a blanket the next time. Bring a blanket.
And that's another thing. Like, if you're going to be adventurous and you're going to be, you know, having sex in different areas, just make sure, like, you do have that blanket. Because everybody wants to get their freak on, but I don't want a rock, like, in my butt crack. I don't want that.
Exactly.
I don't want a twig sticking, I just don't, I don't want foreign objects that, that I have not approved of in any places that they're not supposed to be. So just come prepared.
Pineapple.
Sorry.
That sounds like pine cones. But you know what? That's why every king or queen, every queen should have her to-go bag at the call. And in your to-go bag, I'm going to tell you from the Butterfly Queen what should be in your to-go bag. A blanket number one. Roll, please.
That's right.
Number two, a clean pair of panties. Drum roll, please. Some definitely the large brand. They sell them in the store. The wipes, the wet wipes. Great thing to have. I mean, because you don't want to ruin the spontaneity by running, going to sometimes the gas station bathroom is worse than the car. But anyways, your wet wipes, you want to have like your little spritzer. That kind of freshen everything up. Again, the natural body odors are sexy, but not when the kids jump in the car an hour later. So you want to kind of make sure you freshen up to see. And you always carry with you a little bit of, what else should we always have in a bag? That's my bag, looks like. Well, everybody doesn't carry their toys, but they do have toys that you can carry with you.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they fit right in your pocketbook, right where you put your makeup, that little zip thing. I may not know that personally, but that can happen, I heard. But anyways, you should have your little go bag that you keep in your car. It makes it fun and exciting, but it keeps it kind of safe, So,
right.
Yeah. So that's the queen, the butterfly queen's to-go bag. Every girl should have one, and guys. Let's get back on track. I want to segue. Are you enjoying yourself, Candace?
I am.
We are so happy you're here, and I'm going to let everybody turn your radios up. I'm going to let Rachel loose and do her thing. We are at the end of the show, so if they kick us off, it's not that bad a deal, because we don't let her talk too much in the beginning, Candace, because she's just a real quick. That's my ride or die chick. But I want to segue into, we talked about interracial dating, we talked about the excitement of dating. Oh, did we answer that person's question fully? Because, I will go on, so I just kind of assume. And would I write about it? We already talked about it on the air, so I definitely would write about it. It may make a great book. I don't know for me. And Candace already writes about amazing erotic romance. And Rachel Saki, author of Love Lockdown, the Love Lockdown series, she writes about it. So I am so, yes, you have some writers on the line. My book is coming out soon, The Butterfly Queen After Dark, so you definitely want to get that. It's going to be a really good book, So absolutely, we got about 5 minutes. We're going to talk real quick about our relationship drama, and I'm going to lead in by saying that I think if we were open and honest with one another, if we shared more what our likes, our dislikes, our fantasies were, we would have a lot less drama in our relationships. We are living in a time where people are growing up in homes that look much different than they used to look. We are growing up in single parent homes. We have homes with adopted parents, grandparents raising children. We have all types of homes, interracial homes, all these different types of homes. The most important thing a home should have is love. However, how does growing up in these homes transpire into this relationship drama we're seeing? We have men living in homes with children that aren't theirs, women living in a home and raising children that aren't theirs, and the odds of that happening nowadays is pretty high. So we talk about drama on all levels, Rachel. I want you to share a little bit about what we talked about this week.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Are you a guest?
No, Rachel.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Concerning what in particular? Because I'm still thinking about the rolly thing under the car.
Okay. Well, I know what I was saying was we're going to segue into relationship drama, so we can do that real brief. I'll tell you, this session is talking about what you want to talk about, and I'll end it with the relationship drama. So, ladies, we will talk about that. Go ahead, Rachel.
No, but we talked about so many relationship drama things, but we really talked about some things that were especially happening with young people, and because after you get a certain age, it's even hard to date somebody who doesn't already have children. So that in itself can bring a different kind of drama to a relationship. But we had two very unrelated incidences just happened this week of young men who got into altercations, really frightful altercations, because of, and I hate this term, but if I say it, everybody will know what I'm talking about, because they walked up or got walked up on by the baby daddy. And so we were kind of talking about what kind of responsibility maybe a woman has when she has two men in her life like that, the one that she's seeing and the one that's already there because, you know, he's a parent to a child. And is there anything that really can be done or said so that kind of drama doesn't happen? Because it happens quite a bit.
Yeah, and I know we segue into a very serious topic, but, you know, we've seen at least 4 instances occur this week where a person was struck down, killed, or maimed by the father of the child after the relationship had supposedly was severed, where a woman was injured as they went to pick up the child from the father. The father was the parent at the time. They went to pick up his daughter. She was attacked by the I don't like using the word baby's mama. That is just not a word that I use. But the mother of the child. And so we were wondering what we can do or what can be done to alleviate these things from happening because they're tearing lives apart. And the sad part is people are hurting and killing each other, but the kids are growing up without parents as well, you know. And we just want to really just give some attention to that's going on. And when you say responsibility, I think as parents on both parts, you know, when you exit a relationship, you're out of that relationship. You have to make clear and keep the person you're in love with safe.
Yeah, exactly. And that may sometimes, especially now since, you know, I've seen so many young people that, you know, start out with the best intentions in a relationship and then it ends in this way. I mean, we've had some horrendous things just happen recently. So, I don't know. I think that the biggest problem we have is a failure to communicate, you know, what we really want and what we expect to happen in our relationships.
Right. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue this conversation on the next show. We have run out of time. We had such a good time with you, Candace, Nicole, and, you know, Ride or Die Chick Rachel, that I really feel bad that we're not giving this enough attention. But I do want to part in saying that we will more than likely continue this conversation next month. I want you to follow the Butterfly Queen After Dark show. The first Monday in April, we will be back here discussing more exciting and juicy and hot and necessary topics and conversations. We just ran out of time, Lord. But I am so blessed and honored that you all have joined me tonight. Rachel, thank you for being my chick, sister, girlfriend in so many ways.
One thing, 10 seconds. I will give a special surprise to the man who can tell me what you call that thing that you put under the car when you're fixing it. That rolling thing. God. And if he has one, call me, boo.
Oh, my goodness. We have to find out what it is. We will post on Facebook. If you know what that thing is that goes up under the car when you change the oil or whatever, if Rachel wants to buy one, I think we can get it on eBay or something.
Call me,
promise.
boo. Call me.
I will. And please, you know, hit Rachel up. She just wants to know. She's trying to, you know, do this bucket list thing. But I want you all to join me here in Richmond at the Pine Camp on March 14th. March 14th, I will be doing a vision board party. Yes, I will. You got to sign up to attend. Space is limited, but please come on out and share some time with the Butterfly Queen. You will definitely have a great time because you know how we roll. We have a good time. But that day will be a series that we are going to envision it, create it, develop, and make it happen. And we are going to have a really, really great time. And you know the Butterfly Queen likes to have fun, so come kick your shoes off and sign up on the event page if you are coming because we want to make sure you get to eat and sit back and have a great time. So please do that. Also, the end of March, on March, what date is that, the 29th, I will be posting a very, very special event. And the event will be Brunch with the Butterfly Queen. And we are going to dedicate that special gathering to love, sex, and romance, and how to get the love you want, how to better the sex that you are having, and how to build and obtain the relationship that you want. This will be held at the location of Peaceful Place. We will announce the fee will be $20 per person. It will include a mimosa brunch and great conversation, and also an opportunity for you to find out how you can have your very own coaching program designed by none other than the Butterfly Queen. You know, I went to school for this, so this is really real for me, but you got to make it fun and exciting. So without further ado, Candace, Nicole, thank you so much. You have been amazing, and I hope that you come back and join us.
For having me. I would love to.
And Candace, quickly tell them where they can get your book, please.
You can get my books on Amazon, paperback or Kindle. You can get it on the Nook, and you can get it on Smashwords. And also just follow me on Facebook, and it's CANDACENWERTS.
Well, I want you to post that in our event page tonight. I want you to post it on my page so I can push that for you, because I appreciate you so much for spending the night with us. And Rachel Satiafa, who will be coming out with the Love Lockdown series really, really, really soon. Can't wait till she does that. That's my girl, and I am so excited. We're going to be doing more research out and about Richmond. So when you see us on Facebook, we are out there just partying. We are doing research. And before I leave, I want to tell you that I love you, and make love a priority in your life. Understand that if you live better, love better, and laugh more, life and this world will be such an amazing, amazing place. But most importantly, no matter what you do, don't ever, ever, ever settle for anything less than butterflies. This is Marsha Snead Williams, the Butterfly Queen, saying good night. God bless, and thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Trying to make good on a hustle. Sometimes it get rough.